everybody. Welcome to 30 Days and 30 Ways to Clear Your Energy. Today, we are talking about something that is a relatively simple concept. It's a really hard habit to get into for some, and it's just the most amazing experience for other people. But we are talking about journaling. So, journaling is a really fantastic way to start to clear energy and to release things. And it actually has these beautiful health benefits as well. So, when we're looking at ways to kind of look after our body, we want to do physical things, we want to do emotional things, we want to do spiritual things. And sometimes the physical helps all of the other things. And journaling is one of those experiences. So it can help to treat depression, anxiety, stress. It's really good for things like post-traumatic stress disorder. It can really help to process and create distance and detachment from different experiences that you've had. I remember a woman friend of mine who's this most amazing, fantastic lady. And she talked about the idea at the end of every day, you just basically work backwards from the start of your day all the way to the beginning, and then bring it all the way back up into the present. And you can just clear and release everything as you go. If you have the time for that, absolutely do it. It's a really fantastic way to process, integrate, and then release your day. And you can also do it through a process called journaling. So it's a really important thing to make sure that you're not forcing it. Convenience is always really important. I tend to find that once an idea comes to me, I want to write it down. If I've got something that I want to express, I write it down. I put it in the notes section of my phone. Everybody's really different about how they do this. A lot of people prefer the written word. I've got a friend of mine who keeps her journal by her bedside table and writes down any dreams that she has. She has the most phenomenal dreams. We have the most interesting conversations around her dreams, and she wants to remember them. So she makes sure that she has a journal by her bedside table and writes down every time she wakes up from a dream and wants to recall it later. So that's something that could be really helpful as well. If you're struggling to get into the routine, you can look at habit stacking. So put it on the back of something that you do on a fairly regular basis. So if you make sure that you brush your teeth directly before bed and then you massage your face, add the journaling as part of that habit so that it becomes something that you can easily incorporate in every day if you're finding it difficult. And there's lots of different ways in which you can journal, and it just really depends on what you need out of it. So you could do really simple things like writing down what you're grateful for. Gratitude journals are super, super powerful. They seem a bit kitschy and annoying, but they're actually really powerful because it helps to keep your focus on what it is that you're intending and what it is that you're calling in. And every time you focus on what you're grateful for, you do give that feedback to your body that you're heading in the right direction. And gratitude is actually one of the most powerful attractive fields that we can have. And when we write it down, we're reinforcing that into our body and into our field so that we're calling it in on an even greater scale. It also reminds us to focus on what's working and get our focus away from what's not working. So that is a really powerful little thing. Even if you have a list of only 3 things or 5 things or 10 things that you're grateful for, it can be a really fantastic reset, reminder, and calling in of what it is that you're looking for. The other thing that I really enjoy in terms of journaling is this concept of automatic writing. Now, automatic writing really starts to dive into the subconscious mind, and it gives you the birthplace of amazing ideas. Now, I'm a massive, massive fan. For those of you who do not know me, massive fan for diving into the subconscious to heal and clear things. And it is also the most powerful place to get inspiration, ideas, intuitive advice, downloads, conversations with your guides, manifesting. It all happens from this subconscious place. And when we can learn techniques to do that and to really dive in and like almost pull our genius from the places that we don't normally access, we open our world up to incredibly amazing things. Some people call it the quantum field. Some people call it the superconscious. Some people call it the subconscious. It doesn't really matter. Some people call it different brainwave states, the 5D state of being, calling in your higher self. There's so many different ways that we can write this out and talk about it. But ultimately, what we're doing is we're tapping into that creative genius, and we're tapping into that quantum field and the possibility of all that is. Everything that could possibly happen is in that quantum field, and all we need to learn is how to go into it and pull it out. The way that we do this in journaling is automatic writing. So automatic writing is pretty self-explanatory. You just sit down and you write. Now, I've given examples of this to people before. If you are new to this and you don't really know what you're doing, that's totally fine. You don't actually really need to know. Just get yourself a blank book and start writing. Even if you only say things like, I don't know why I'm writing this stupid stuff, this is really boring and annoying, and I don't know why I'm here, and blah, 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 blah. And you can throw some F bombs in there and you just keep writing, you just keep going. And what you'll find is that after a few minutes of that, just continually writing, you'll actually start to get some really amazing stuff come out when you get out of your head with it, when you stop trying to think about what you need to write, and you just allow the flow of creativity to literally come through your body and out your hand and onto the paper or into your phone. It is actually more powerful with pen and paper. There's something about writing that has a different energy to it. You're actually going to have to start tapping into your subconscious mind, and you do that without realizing it. It's really, really powerful, and you can get the most creative, amazing, wonderful, powerful ideas from that. And it's almost like you don't know where it's coming from, because consciously these are not necessarily thoughts or words or things that you would say. Some people call it pages. There's entire books dedicated on how to do this properly. But if this really appeals to you, if this resonates with you, give it a try. It's actually a really powerful and beautiful practice to do. And it gives you that opportunity, like I said, to kind of really dive into that subconscious, into the quantum field, and pull out your genius and find out your direction. I encourage this all the time through meditation, through healing practices, through manifesting. It's all around the same skills, getting down into that quantum field and playing with it, basically, not messing with it, not creating bad intentions, but pulling your genius out, learning more deeply about yourself, and healing things that are in your way. All right, I hope that was helpful. Automatic writing, things that you're grateful for, really powerful things to do. You can also just kind of write about your day if you want to. I don't find that as helpful because it stays really surface. And if you want to do that, great. Sometimes that can be a really nice way to unpack. Like I said, if you want to go back through your day and then come all the way back up, like my friend does, you could absolutely do that. And that can be a really nice way to unpack and interact. But if you really want to kind of create a vertical evolution and start creating change in your life and clearing your energy and upgrading on a regular basis, start with things like gratitude or automatic pages, because they really help to kind of dive into your genius and allow you to get super clear on what you're here for, what the actions are, and what's going to inspire you into your best possible life. Okay, I hope that was really helpful. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.